Hey guys, I'm ChezPride, and happy Pride Month. It is the beginning of Pride Month, and if you've been watching my channel for a longer amount of time, you may know that I typically like to do a little something for you guys for Pride Month. Like last year, I did a rainbow dating games challenge where I made a character for every color of the rainbow and had them fight over a rainbow sim. I've also done like Pride builds and Pride Crazy Sim videos. But this year, I want to step it up a notch and bring a longer term series to come on my channel. And it is a new type of legacy challenge that I'm calling the Sims 4 10 Generation Rainbow Legacy Challenge. Now you may be thinking, Chez, you already have a legacy challenge going on that you're in like the 6th generation up. What are you doing? Which is very true. I will not deny that it's a little crazy to start 2 legacy challenges at once. But like I said, I'm already in the 6th generation of that one, and these 2 legacy challenges are completely different. Literally the only thing about them that are the same is the fact that they go on for 10 generations. Like even the lifespan isn't the same. So basically, with this legacy challenge, I'm very much channeling Not So Berry vibes mixed with a 6th generation legacy challenge I saw online, but all the rules and requirements are stuff that I think are fit for every color of the rainbow. And it's basically a 10 generation legacy challenge with every rule, every generation has a different color in rainbow order, of course, because it's a rainbow legacy challenge. And like I said, every generation has their own rules and requirements you have to complete to move on to the others. And basically I just like took every color I did and broke it down and was like, what does this color channel for me? So, and then made a requirement list out of what I thought best fit this color and went together nicely with the next generation. So this video isn't going to be a gameplay video. My next video coming out, unless something just like crazy in the Sims news comes out and I have to do an emergency video, the next video coming out will be the first gameplay part for the series. In this video, I want to go over all the rules for every generation. This will be the only video I'm going over the rule for every generation. I will do an intro video to every generation, like the orange generation, yellow generation. I will go over in those videos the rule for that particular generation, but this is the only video I'm going to be going over the rules for all 10 generations since I'm just now introducing this series. But basically I'm going to be going over the rules and introducing our heir that you're looking at here, and then show you the house, and that'll pretty much be the whole video. And then like I said, the next video will be the gameplay part. So let's jump into the rules that I've written for this challenge. So the premise I've pretty much already told you, but just to read the actual full description, it says the premise: you play with the same family for 10 generations, and each generation has a different color theme, rules, and goals, in rainbow order, of course. Have the heir of the generation be obsessed with the color of the generation, and that applies to Crazy Sim, the house they live in, etc., and complete all the requirements of the generation to move on to the next. Now there are some base rules of one, how you start out, and then just a couple more rules that apply for every generation of the challenge, and then there's each individual generation has its own separate rules. So the base rules are, to start off with, you start with your founder, which is the red generation sim. You can see my sim is very red. And they have to start alone on a lot with $1,800. And then, this is a little different than a lot of legacy challenges. If you wish, and I did this, you may use the free real estate cheat for your first home, but it still must be a starter home. So, 20,000 and under. So I will show you, when I go over the house, I'll show you how much it's worth and how much money we're starting out with, etc. The next rule says you must keep the last name of the founder through all 10 generations. I just kind of went cheesy, and since this is the Rainbow Legacy Challenge, I went with the last name Rainbow, and that's going to be all my Sims names. But you can make it whatever you want. It just has to say the same name through all 10 generations. You can't like marry out and take your husband or your wife's name. They have to take yours, or you just have 2 separate last names, whatever you prefer. And then the next rule says, unlike most Legacy Challenge, you may move lots throughout the challenge. Some generations is even required. So most Legacy Challenges, you stay on the same 50 by 50 lot and just bulldoze your lot and rebuild throughout the series. This one, we're not having to start on a 50 by 50 lot. You can pick whatever lot size you want, but you do have to start with that $1,800 so to start off with. And then the next rule is you must keep the lifespan normal. So this is not a short legacy lifespan like my other series. This is on a normal lifespan. And then the last base rule is the color of the spouses and non-heir children don't matter, but the founder and the other heirs must stick to the color of their generation. So if you, some generations, you're going to be having more than one kid, and one of those will be the heir of the next generation. So that Sim that's going to be the next heir has to be obsessed with the color of the next generation. But you don't have to do that for all the kids. I probably will, personally, just because that's kind of how I like to play. If you watch my other Legacy Challenge, it's also very color themed. It just isn't like an official Rainbow Legacy or Not So Berry Challenge. Each Sim I ever make always has a favorite color. And that's just kind of how I like to play, which is part of the reason I wanted to play a series like this. So that's how I'm going to play, but as long as the heir is obsessed with the color, it doesn't really matter about the siblings. Alright, but that's all the base rules, so now I'm going to go over for each generation. Each generation has required traits, a required aspiration, a career they must complete, or some kind of money making they must do. And then it also has skills, and some have places you live, and some places, some generations have how many kids you should have, what are your marriage requirements, just random stuff like that, and each generation is very different. So, let's jump into it with the red, which is generation 1. And their traits, it doesn't matter if it's male or female, but their traits must be active, romantic, and hot-headed. Their aspiration must be the bodybuilder aspiration. They must complete the athlete career in the bodybuilder branch. And then they must max the fitness skill, get level 8 of the charisma, level 4 of singing, have at least 2 children by 2 different people, and get married twice, the second time as an adult. So that's the requirements for red. I know that kind of sounds like a lot of requirements, but a lot of the skills and stuff I'm doing are already required for either the aspiration or the career. So I added those skill levels in with the other stuff I added in, like level 4 singing was something I made up, but level 8 charisma I'm pretty sure is part of one of the other things. And maxing the fitness is part of the athletic career. So, stuff like that. So it's not as intimidating as it seems, but I still think this will be a little challenging. Also, I will say this is not tested. I have not play tested this series, so if I have to change rules throughout, don't be mad at me. But I'm going to try not to, unless it's just absolutely like something that cannot be done and the game is broken or something, something like that. So don't be mad at me if these rules slightly change over time, but I'm going to try to do where they don't. Okay, but that leads us to the second generation, which is orange. So the traits for the orange generation must be paranoid, non-committal, and loner. Their aspiration is the Strangerville mystery. They must have a fast food job, part-time job as a teen. And then when you become a young adult, you must go to the detective career and complete the detective career. Live in Strangerville after turning into a young adult. And for your children, you must adopt your first child and then have your second child, which will be the heir. Your second child will be the heir, but you must have them from a random hookup. And the last rule is to be a single parent. So I think that generation is a little bit more tricky than our red generation, but it sounds really fun. So it's going to be a little crazy, but I already have visions for it. Okay, but then we move on to the yellow generation, which will be the second child of the orange generation. So their traits are creative, art lover, and cheerful. The aspiration they have is the painter extraordinaire. They must complete the painter career, the master of the real part of it. Branch. That's the role I was where I was thinking of, branch. You must max the painting skill, get level 5 in the photography skill, level 6 in the logic skill, get married as a young adult, and have 3 children total. So with the yellow, I was imagining someone very creative and very cheerful, so that's kind of the vibe I went for with the requirements. And then, so you will notice with a few colors, because this is a 10 generation legacy challenge, I couldn't just put the basic like ROYG, Roy Biv colors. I had to add a couple things. So we have like bright green and dark green, and we have like violet and lavender. So the next generation is bright green. And I imagine a very scientific person that lives on an island. So basically, their traits must be genius, ambitious, and child of the island. The aspiration is nerd brain. They must complete the science career, be an A student growing up, have a science baby, plus have a baby with someone and to be the next heir. So your science baby isn't your next heir. The baby you have with someone and either get them pregnant or them get you pregnant will be the next heir. You must max the logic skill, get level 5 in handiness, level 5 in fishing, and live in Sulani after aging into a young adult. So that is a bright green. And then dark green, I imagine very outdoorsy, loves to garden. They grew up on an island, so it kind of makes sense that they would want to be into nature. So the Generation 5 dark green traits are loves the outdoors, is jealous, and is a perfectionist. Aspiration, freelance botanist. You must complete the gardener career in the botanist branch. Max gardening skill, match logic skill. Have a garden with at least 15 plants and a cow plant. Join or make a gardening club. Have 1 kid before getting married. And get married and have an outdoor wedding when the child is old enough to be in the wedding. So, like I said, I imagine them very naturey. And then the kid, like I said, basically I see you only having 1 kid, but it's not like against the rules where you have more. Once you get married, you just have to have 1 kid before getting married. But I imagine that kid being kind of geeky, but really has a passion for animals. So our next generation is Generation 6, which is the teal generation. So it's their traits should be geek, outgoing, and neat. Their aspiration is to be a friend of the animal. As a infant, you must reach 8 or more milestones. As a teen, you must have a part-time job. Doesn't matter which one, just as long as it's a part-time job. Once you're a young adult, you must own a vet clinic. And then throughout your life, you must have a rodent small pet, a cat, and a dog. You must max the video gaming skill. And then once you're a young adult, you must live in Brindleton Bay. So that is for our teal generation. And then we have Generation 7, which is the blue generation. And I very see them I would kind of be gloomy, but not really. Basically, they're very in tune with themselves. So let me just explain. So their traits must be they're a music lover, a snob, and a vegetarian. Their aspiration is a musical genius. So they're basically a very much into music and cooking, but they have very high standards. They must complete the entertainer career, the musician branch. They must max the creativity skill as a child. Max the piano and a level 8 of one other instrument. You must get level 5 at least in cooking. Once they're an adult, they must cook all their own food. They can't go out to eat. They can't buy from food stalls. They must cook all their own food. And then the last requirement is to throw at least 5 dinner parties within their lifetime. And then that takes us on to the violet generation, which is Generation 8. And they are very troublemaking, I guess we shall say. So their traits are supposed to be evil, goofball, and erratic. Their aspiration is the chief of mischief. As a teen, they must complete a teen aspiration. Then they must complete the criminal career, the Oracle branch. They must max the mischief skill, get level 8 in computer programming, have one kid who has the good trait, and they must never get married. And then the kid with the good trait is the next heir, who is the lavender heir, which is Generation 9, second to last generation. So their trait is to be a dance machine, insider, and good, of course, like it was required in the last generation. Their aspiration is they want to be a friend to the world, so very opposite of their parent. Once they're a young adult, they must make money off writing and have no job. So they pretty much just are a writer, but they can't officially sign up for the writing career. They have to make it challenging. So they don't have a job. They just make money off the books they sell. They must live in a apartment or high-rise once a young adult. They must max the writing skill, max the charisma skill, have level 5 in dancing, and be a part of 2 different clubs. So I see them being very city-esque, that just loves to go out and party and writes, and is very popular, as I can really see. And then the last generation, Generation 10, is the pink generation. So this I see very high class, very has a mansion, very rich, wanting to be rich type girl or boy, depending on who you decide to have as the heir. So their traits are they're family oriented, materialistic, and self-assured. Their aspiration is to be fabulously wealthy. They must complete the actor career. They live in a 2 or more story house with a pool and a basement. So 2 stories plus the basement, plus a pool. They must marry an older sim while still young. And they must have 4 kids, one being a set of twins, which you may cheat for using the MC Command Center or whatever cheats you can have to cause them to have twins. And you also may adopt once for those 4 kids. And then the last requirement is to have a nanny and or a butler. So that is all the rules of the challenge. I hope they made sense. I will try to have them listed somewhere below, but that's a lot of words. I don't know if the whole thing will fit in the description, but I'll try. But that is it for the rules. So let's jump into meeting our heir, our founder, the red sim of the first generation. Alright, so we are here with our founder of this series, Ruby Rainbow. And if you haven't figured it out by looking at her for the first several minutes of this video, this is actually a sim from my Rainbow dating series that I brought up earlier. She was the red sim in my series, and she made it to the second to last competition. Sorry, that's a spoiler if you haven't watched the series, but she didn't win, and I was really rooting for her. So when I started the series, I was like, I have to use her. Of course, I tweaked her a little bit. I tweaked her name, I tweaked her traits, I gave her a couple of extra outfits, but other than that, it's pretty much the same sim. I really loved her, so I thought it would be fun to use her for this challenge. So this is her up close. I think she's super cute. She has the red hair, the red eyes, the red makeup, the red clothes. Yeah, I didn't give her nails, but she has red everything. Like I said in the requirements, her aspiration is a bodybuilder. She is active, romantic, and hot-headed. And none of these likes or requirements are required, but she does like the color red. She likes physical intimacy, flirtation, and affection. Her activities that she likes is cooking, dancing, fitness, and singing. And yeah, that's all her likes and dislikes. So let's look through her outfits real quick. So she has a couple of everyday outfits. This is her typical one. They're all very similar, just different tops. So this is her second one, and then this is her third one. Literally just changed the tops. That's it. Her formal wear, her makeup goes a bit more extreme, but I kind of like that. It's a very, I could see this being her wedding outfit. Honestly, I could see this being the wedding outfit. Athletic, she has 2. I figure since she's going to be doing a lot of fitness, I'd give her a couple of cute outfits. So this is the first outfit, and then this is the second outfit. I'm obsessed with this top. I love this top. And then we have her sleepwear. She has a couple of different outfits. So she has a cute little teddy. We have a more sporty looking sleepwear. And then we have like a university college type sleepwear with the college imprints on the leggings. And then we have her party wear, which is just this cute little get up. And her makeup is kind of like her formal wear. That one is a bit more extreme. We have her swimwear. I thought it was cute. We have her hot weather wear, which I'm obsessed with these shorts. I love these shorts. They're so cute. And then we have her cold weather outfit, which is very warm and cozy. So that is our heir Ruby Rainbow that I'm very excited to be playing with. So let's jump on into the house tour. Alright, so here we are. This lot is on the gallery if you ever want it for some reason. I don't know why you would, but this is it. Is the Rainbow Legacy Red Start. It has to be under $20,000 and it's exactly $19,999. So legit, I only have one simoleon left over when making this house, and honestly it still does not have everything I want. It's very much going to be expanded on, but this is what we're starting with because it has to be a starter. So as you can see, I made a tiny home. It has exactly 100 tiles, so it's the largest one which means we'll have a lightened load on bills, which will be really handy, and feeling fine all the time once again will also be really handy. And then I gave it the great acoustics, which I think will help with their singing. I gave it the Bracy Breeze, that'll help with their fitness, and the Painting Pixels, which will help with our money situation. But this is it. This is our little starter home. It's very modern. I did pick a 30 by 30 lot in the city, so we are living in San Myshuno. The lot doesn't exactly fill the whole lot, especially in the back here. It's just kind of blank, except with some working out gear. But I did my best, and yes, debug was involved. It was actually my first time building with debug, like for more than just a couple objects. So yeah, but it has its own little driveway with a car, and it has a little path back here that leads up to the front. It has some nice red plants and just some interesting looking plants in general. I really like this big red tree in the background. Is very much giving me Sims 3 energy. But I'd use a lot of brick and stone. And also, I gave the place a little glass roof. So when you first go in, it has a little skylight up front, which is nice. But we come in this front door. We have a big window here, a couple of small windows here. And yes, this window is orange. I gave this build slight orange accents. Like it has an orange room for like the kids of the next generation. And some orange windows because I didn't like the red in the window. I really like the window. So we go in. It's very red. As you can see, you have the little skylight right there. Immediately you turn this way and you come into the main bedroom for the founder. It is not decorated. This house is very bare. Like I said, I do plan on expanding on it. I will definitely decorate up this window, but it has a little nice view out of the front. I thought that was nice. And then you come this way. Right here, we have the entertaining area. So we have a couch with a microphone where she can practice her singing. We have a computer in case she needs to do anything on computer. And this way, we have the children's room. I do plan on staying in this house until one of the kids turn into a teen. And then my goal is to move on to a bigger lot. Once the kids are teens. So this is going to be the room the two kids share. I do plan on having like bunk beds in here because it is a small room, but it'll build character. It'll build the Sims character. You got back out this way. We have a little bathroom right here. We only have one bathroom right now, but I think it'll be okay. But it does at least have a full shower and tub. If you come in back here, this is the backyard. I do plan on putting another brick path going from like right here. Like this is a 3 wall tiles. I'll probably do like a 1 tile path going this way and then reaching back up to the front patio. But for now, I couldn't afford that. So this is her little workout area in the backyard. I do eventually want to put a pool out here too. But it's a progress. It's progress. And then we have the kitchen and dining area. The kitchen has a nice little view of the backyard with the waterfront. And then it has a cute little kitchen. I couldn't afford cabinets, but we could afford one that more counter. So I was happy about that. And we got the money trash can. So that will be super helpful. And that is basically the whole house. So that is everything I wanted to go over in this video, guys. I hope you are excited for the new series to come out soon. The first gameplay part will be out, so make sure you are looking forward to that. But for now, thanks so much for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, and all that awesome stuff because you guys are awesome people. I'll see you next time. Alright,